Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So I want to take time to talk about Kevin Samuels and his viral video, and also take time to talk about these red pill dating coaches and the black manosphere. So, as many people know, Kevin Samuels went viral a couple of weeks ago. He posted a video where he was talking to a black woman, and he basically told this woman that she was average at best in terms of the way she looks. And he went on to talk about how her expectations were unrealistic. You know, this woman had a desire to be with a man that earned six figures and met other qualifications. And he basically said, you are being unrealistic and that you will probably die alone. So that's basically what he had to say to that woman. After I saw that particular interview, I said, let me check out this guy, check out his channel, see what he's all about. And I subscribed to his channel so I could check out his stuff. I watched a few of his videos. Today I watched about three of his videos or so. And I noticed that the videos had a common theme, like, you know, and that's belittling women, you know, basically saying that they don't have much marketplace value and that they need to settle. And this is what I have to say about that. You know, the first question that comes to mind is like, I just wonder why women would come to him for relationship advice, especially when they understand how he talks to these other women who have called his program or who have done interviews with him. Like, why would any woman in their right mind think that they're going to get some practical, useful advice from him? So that's the first thing. The second thing is this, like, I think that, you know, too often what happens is men try to shame black women, you know, try to shame them into lowering their standards, you know, lowering their expectations and all that kind of stuff. And basically try to shame them into wanting to be with men that are like them, you know. And I just don't think that that's a winning strategy. You know, I think that it's um, it's like an entitlement mentality that a lot of guys have, even though he's not talking about it from that perspective. But a lot of men just think that they're entitled to be with women, just like the women that they say have these unrealistic expectations think that they're entitled to be with certain types of men. So that's one thing that I needed to mention. And then also another thing is that I noticed that he's like really a superficial guy. Like he's focused on, you know, a woman's age. You know, he's focused on um, how a woman looks and all that kind of stuff, whether a woman has kids or not. You know, so this is what I'll say to that. Like, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as we all know. Like, somebody that one person views as not that attractive is attractive to another person. And, you know, the basically, you know, this guy was saying, well, if somebody has kids, then it's like less likely that they're gonna get married or find a, you know, a quality relationship. And there's so many examples of black women that have children that remarry and all that kind of stuff and have loving, productive relationships, and they are in relationships with men that are good stepfathers to their stepchildren and stuff like that. So I think that what he does is he generalizes a lot, and a lot of his standards are very superficial. Um, you know, and you know, one of the things that he does is he like constantly asks these women about their age and stuff like that, and you know, makes it seem like they have less chances of being with a man based on their age. But then at the same time, he makes it seem like a man has all these options despite how old he gets, and basically he's like shaming these younger women to be with an older man. Like in one video, he was saying, "Well, an older man has more financial stability, and if that's what you're about, you will be with an older man." You know, basically shaming these women into being with old men. So that's what I had to say about that. I just think that overall his tone is disrespectful and stuff like that. It's belittling, and it's basically designed to put women down and basically say they have no market value and to make them settle for less. And I just think that that's I just don't think that that's right. Um, so that's uh, one thing that I had to mention. And then the last thing that I'll say about him is that, like, in checking out his channel and checking out his Instagram, this guy is a very feminine guy. Like, and I don't know, I can't say that he's a homosexual or not. He comes across very feminine. This is a guy that runs around with a man purse on. A guy that's all obsessed with how he's dressed and all that kind of stuff. Engaging in a lot of feminine type of activity. Like all about shopping for clothes. He has pictures with the man purse again. He has these high heel boots and stuff. He has on his Instagram, very feminine. And then like one video, he mentioned over and over again about how he's not gay and stuff like that. And it's like when somebody has to constantly tell people that they're not gay, that should be a red flag right there. That should be a sign. Like when somebody has to constantly say they're not something, many times they are exactly that. And then my question is like, why is people seeking heterosexual relationship advice from a man who is very feminine and doesn't come across as somebody that has all this knowledge about heterosexual relationships? So that's what I have to say about him, in my evaluation of him. I'm not saying that everything he says is false or anything like that. I think he does make some valid points about expectations and stuff like that. But you don't have to belittle people. You don't have to be disrespectful to make certain points. And I think that that's what he does. And I think that a lot of men probably just get off hearing him talk, berate women and stuff like that, and disrespect women. And that's part of the reason why he probably has a lot of people watching his channel. So as for the red pill guys, these red pill dating coaches and stuff like that, I will say this: a lot of them do offer practical, useful advice when it comes to dating and relationships and stuff like that. Some of the advice is practical and useful, and when I say these dating coaches, I'm referring to people like Alpha Male Strategies, Steph is Cold, and Anthony Spade. Like, I think that they offer practical advice, and I think that what they offer is far better than what other people in the so-called manosphere offer. These people that are nothing but, misogynists. They spend all their time not giving men advice, but just like bashing women, talking about how much they hate women for this and hate women for that. They don't offer any kind of practical advice to brothers, and all they offer is hatred towards women. And I just don't think that that's helpful. I don't think that that's productive. So again, I think these red pill coaches that I mentioned offer far more than people's like your Tommy Sotomayors and your Angrymans, at least back when I used to listen to him, watch his stuff. And what's another person? And, O'Shea, I mean, not O'Shea, what's his name? Obsidian, people like that. All they do is bash women and cry about women, whine about women. They offer men nothing practical. All they do is offer you some kind of place where you can cry and moan and gripe and complain and bitch and all that kind of stuff. That's all they offer. And I don't think that that's productive. And my one criticism of, the red pill dating coaches is this: like, one of the biggest problems I have with them is, their attack on, on marriage in particular and relationships. And while I understand why they have, a hostile view towards marriage and relationships, I understand where they're coming from. But I think that at the end of the day, that doesn't help the black community. And I think that a lot of what they're focused on is really just hedonistic. It's all about sex. It's not about, valuing a woman as a full human being. And it's not about building families and community. And I think that without building a family through marriage and sustained relationships, you can't build a community. And I just think that that's one of the biggest downfalls of the red pill community. They promote a every man for himself type of mentality, and we see where this lack of valuing marriage has gotten the black community. We see it when we see the out of wedlock birth rate in the black community, when we see a lot of these social ills that exist in our community that are a result of the destruction of the nuclear family. And I think that unfortunately, a lot of the red pill guys promote like a pimp type of mentality, which doesn't benefit our community overall. Um, so those are my thoughts about this. Tell me what you all think about it. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. I may do follow up to this video, like going into more detail. Depends on your reaction. So with that, peace and blessings, everyone. Have a great evening.